Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi, and for today this is going to be Minnesota Autumn Diary number 11. So today is Monday, and guess what, y'all? It's really starting to feel like fall now. Like the leaves on a lot of trees have been changing. They're starting to look more orange and red. Things are finally getting cool. Like we're finally like in the upper 40s. Like let me actually show y'all the actual temperature right now. Look at that. It is 47 degrees. Finally, it finally feels like fall today. I mean, it's been feeling like fall for the past few days now, but it's really settling in that it's like, okay, we're actually in fall now. Anyways, finally we can actually start off a video diary that's actually like autumn for once. So, since it's October though, it's also Blackoween time. So this video diary is not going to be completely dedicated to just Blackoween books, because I also do have other books that I really want to read, that I even am currently reading that are not Blackoween related. So there will be a mixture of books that will fit for Blackoween and books that will not fit for Blackoween. Speaking of Blackoween though, I did become Investigator Throureux in Bayou Haunted House already. I have already read a couple books that fulfill Bayou Haunted House. So now my goal is to really focus on Saint Treme Graveyard. So I've already looked around Bayou Haunted House. I've survived all the ghosts and the hauntings. I have came out mostly scot-free. So now we're going to Saint Treme Graveyard. And hopefully I don't tumble over any tombstones. So while I'm doing that, I don't know which books to really focus on, because I already have one book for sure I'm currently reading that definitely fits more into Bayou Haunted House and less so Saint Treme Graveyard, but I am hoping it might fit into Saint Treme Graveyard. But regardless though, if it fits into Bayou Haunted House, it is what it is. But I am trying to see like, okay, what are some books then that can fit into Saint Treme Graveyard? And if I don't manage to get Investigator Throureux in Saint Treme Graveyard, it is what it is, but my goal really is to be Investigator Throureux in 2 locations, so we shall see how that goes. And then of course I have books that I'm reading that do not fulfill for Blackoween. And y'all, I have like so many current reads, and that's why I'm just like, okay, we need to start a video diary, because it's just getting ridiculous. I have 8 current reads. 8 books I'm currently reading, and I don't want to necessarily like DNF any of them right now, so I'm just like, okay, we need to be reading some things. And there's also books I haven't even started that I also want to read, because again, they're library holds. So yeah, that's kind of where we at, and I think everything I'm going to be reading is going to be a lot of audiobooks. I haven't really been in the mood to read anything physically lately, which I feel a little bit sad about, honestly, because it's also affected my ebook reading as well because of that. So I don't know, I've just really been into audiobooks right now. Hopefully I can at least get a little bit into some e-reading and then maybe some physical reading, but honestly nothing on my physical TBR, not much of what I need to read physically is like a priority like right now, but we shall see though. But anyways, yeah, I just want to let y'all know that this is going to be a hodgepodge of kind of like what books I'm going to be reading. And as far as what I'm doing, well, in like less than 30 minutes, actually, since it is Monday, I do have reading sprints. So I will be starting my reading sprints, and then hopefully from there I can actually really decide on what I'm going to be reading. But yeah, I will be talking to you all later. Alright, salutations y'all. It is Tuesday afternoon right now. So I'm just gonna move y'all a little bit here, because we're using natural lighting today, because that's what I feel like doing. I don't feel like using this ring light. So anyways, let's do a quick chat about yesterday and also a little bit of today as well. So what did I do? So yeah, reading sprints. They were pretty good. Thank you for everyone who did join me live, or anyone who plans to watch the replay. Thank you as well. I didn't do much reading, honestly, yesterday. I don't know, yesterday was not much of a reading day. I mean, I did a little bit of reading. I did continue reading You Dream of Empires by Alvaro Enrique. And also it's translated by Natasha Wimmer. So yes, this is a translated novel. It actually was translated and published January of this year. And I've heard of this book because of Audrey from Perpetual Pages. They talked about this book. I don't remember which wrap-up they talked about the book, but they really enjoyed it. This is historical literary fiction about the fall of Tenochtitlan. I don't think I'm pronouncing this correctly, but we now know it as like Mexico City in modern day. But the original name is like Tenochtitlan, I think. I don't think I pronounced it right, but I'm gonna keep trying. And it's pretty much about that fall of that city. But although it's supposed to be like a hallucinatory colonial revenge story, and we do have the titular characters like Hernan Cortez. We also have Moctezuma, who is pretty much like the emperor of this empire. We also follow like the mayor as well of this particular city. La Meniche is also mentioned here. She's also a character in this story as well. We also have another translator as well in this story. It's very interesting. I do find this story interesting. The problem is that there's so much to like really keep track of for my brain, because like since I'm not familiar with like pronunciation of names and places, it's a lot for my brain to process and keep track of all this. So the book is not bad at all. I actually think this is a really interesting book. It's a very interesting look into this time period, especially since it's something that I'm not really familiar of. But the thing is for me though is that I have to rely on the audiobook in order to like really understand like the names and places, but also I need to use the physical book as well, because I can't be just following along via audio. Like this is not a story that I can follow along purely via audio as much as I want to, because I do have the audiobook on loan longer than the physical. The physical book is literally due tomorrow. And my goal for today actually was to like continue reading that book, but right now I'm not in the mood to read it. So I'm just like, well, fuck me. I'm like, damn it. I am not in the mood to read a book that's literally due tomorrow. Kind of like in this weird rut right now with this book. And like, it's good. I really do like it. It's just that I'm not in the mood to read it right now. And that really sucks, because I cannot just listen to it via audio. It's just a lot to keep track of via audio. So yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. Not ideal, but that's where we're at. So that's what I was doing yesterday. Also, I did finish a book though, but it was like very late last night to like past midnight today. I did read The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Laval. I don't know. I mean, it fits for sure to Blackoween, but I just don't know which prompt it fits for. I think it fits for like definitely a different location, but for the very specific locations that I'm going for, I don't know if it really fits for any of this. I don't know. It might fit for the book where you made a deal prompt, because like we do follow Tommy, who I think, honestly, to be quite fair, I was pretty distracted while listening to this audiobook, so I don't fully remember what's supposed to be going on, but I do remember for sure that we follow Tommy, who's pretty much a hustler, who has his guitar. He has a guitar case. He's not really the greatest like musician or anything, but like he gives like this very illusion. Like he has some sort of like magic himself. This is a lot more cosmic horror, so maybe that's also another thing too, is that like I'm not really sure how to talk about the horror. It's definitely like very much like, it has like some sort of social commentary though, because apparently this is supposed to be like a retelling or something about a H.P. Lovecraft story, which, well, the author himself is problematic. There's a lot of xenophobic and racist remarks in a lot of his stories. So Victor Laval, I think, is trying to do this one character justice in that short story, I think. And I'm not familiar with the short story like at all. I'm not even familiar with H.P. Lovecraft. I didn't even heard about him until I found out that he's like problematic. So like, I have nothing to really add about this novella. I just think that it's a pretty solid novella. As far as like a horror novel, horror novella, it's pretty solid. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I just didn't like when we switched perspective to like this one white cop that was following along Tommy. Honestly, I did not care for his perspective, even though I understand why we had to do that shift, but I prefer we just stuck with Tommy's perspective, not gonna lie. It is what it is. I do think that I will count it for Saint Treme Graveyard though, so yeah, not the greatest book, but, you know, it's not really terrible or anything. Yeah, and also that I also did DNF a couple books because I had too many current reads. So I did hard DNF the naming song, which I got as an advanced listening copy for Big Blind Audio. I'm just getting bored with that audiobook. It's too long. The concept is cool and all, but the audiobook itself is too long. I think for the concept that this book is, it should be shorter. Just saying. Especially when you're comparing this book to, like, Guillermo del Toro, or, like, for fans of Guillermo del Toro and Hayao Miyazaki, I'm like, you gotta deliver. And I can slightly see why they say this book has been for fans of these filmmakers and directors, but not how I mean, I'm not a super big fan of Guillermo del Toro, but like, I'm a huge fan of Hayao Miyazaki, and I'm like, this is not, it's not giving. I don't care. It's too long, it's too boring, the main character's not interesting, so moving on. And I am soft DNFing my soul to keep by trying to redo the first book of the African Immortal series. I'm just not in the headspace to be reading this book right now. I have too many current reads. I'm trying to really prioritize what I want to read right now and what I plan to read for the end of the year. So yeah, I was just doing a lot of just like figuring out what the heck I even want to read, a lot of just DNFing things, and then I finished a novella. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to finish You Dreamed of Vampires. I have no idea, y'all. I do not know. And speaking of which, I've also been playing a lot of, like, Switch game, honestly. I've just been really in the mood to play the Switch. So, not much actually, like, reading focused. Instead, I was just playing some, what was it? Tears of the Kingdom? I finally did defeat Calamity Ganon and, like, the second boss after you defeat Calamity Ganon from Breath of the Wild. So now I'm on to the sequel of the game, Tears of the Kingdom. And y'all, I'm having so much fun with it. I am struggling, though, because I'm pretty much, again, we're pretty much going from, like, the basics again, you know, starting all over. There's a lot of, like, introductory, like, how to do the controls and things, which, like, you know, fine, especially if you just started with Tears of the Kingdom, you didn't go to Breath of the Wild, which has been a while since you played Breath of the Wild, and then you went to Tears of the Kingdom, whatever. And also, they did add a lot of things, and I'm just like, wait, hold up, huh? Like, y'all, I was getting confused. I was like, wait, how do you do all this? And then the story is also very interesting, and Hyrule Kingdom is so different because of all of the corruption that's around, like, just in Hyrule entirely. It's very, very interesting. And also in the different other regions, too. I'm just like, what the heck? Like, the climates are different. There's a lot more corruption everywhere. It's very interesting. I really, like, if you've been playing Breath of the Wild and you haven't started Tears of the Kingdom, please do start playing Tears of the Kingdom. It is indeed a very fun game. Yeah, and also since I am familiar with, like, Breath of the Wild stuff, the controls and stuff is a lot more easier to do, so. Yeah, and also look at that title screen. Look at that. Look how cool that is. So honestly, I've just been doing a lot of just playing of Tears of the Kingdom, because why not? And not so much of actually reading. Even right now, I just feel in the mood to just play this game. Maybe I'll start an audiobook for something. I don't know. Maybe. We shall see. I mean, I did film a video. I could do editing for that, but I don't know. I do not know what I want to do. But what thing I do know, though, is that I'm not in the mood to read You Dreamed of Vampires. So that might have to be a DNF. Which is not ideal. But it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. So it's fine. It's fine. I do have other audiobooks to listen to. And then that also narrows down my library holds. Because I have too many. Too many library holds for the speed that I am reading these books. So we gotta narrow these things down. And also I do have arcs to continue reading. But anyways, yeah, this was a long update. But I just wanted to just let y'all know where I'm at right now as far as reading. And yeah, we should definitely talk later as well. I'll probably give y'all a lot more gaming updates though. Because I'm having such fantastic, I'm having so much fun with Tears of the Kingdom. So we might have to do, the next update is most likely going to be a gaming update, but yeah. I'll let you know, though, when I do have some reading stuff, though, so talk to y'all later. Alright, salutations, y'all. It is Wednesday night. I do actually have a reading update, and I also have some gaming updates, too. Let's start with the gaming update. So, Tears of the Kingdom. So, a little bit further into the game, I was very close to starting a boss fight. One of the several major bosses in the game. I had to back up, though, because I was not fully equipped to go after this boss just yet. So I was like, let me just hop out and let me just go around, explore some more, maybe go through the shrines and stuff before I even mess with that boss. And if you know what I'm talking about the boss that you do when you're like, when you're with Tulin and you're up and there's like this boat. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So that's what happened there. And then afterward, even while I was playing the game, actually, I was listening to the audiobook for Skinfolk by Nalo Hopkinson. This is actually a short story collection of fantasy horror. It's pretty much just a collection of, like, stories that are filled with, like, Caribbean folk tales and mythology. And I want to say, I do find the folktales and mythology part to be interesting, but the actual horror bits in these short stories, I was like, about it, to be honest. It didn't feel unique to me. I was very bored, actually, with all the short stories. There was not a single short story that's even sticking to my brain right now. I just did not care for any of these short stories. And that's really sad. I actually thought I would be a little bit more invested in this. It just didn't work for me. It's like about 8.5 hours long, so maybe if I read it with my eyeballs, whether physically or like an ebook, maybe I will enjoy the stories more. But the audiobook was just not helping. And unfortunately, it is narrated by Bonnie Turpin, and I think Bonnie Turpin might be on my narrators I cannot listen to list. There's not a lot of audiobooks I've listened to with Bonnie Turpin as a narrator, but out of the ones I have listened to, I have to say her narration is one of the weaker ones. Although when she does narrate though, I am able to like speed up the audiobook, but I actually don't really like her narration as much. I don't know really how to describe it, but her voice just doesn't work for me at all. And yeah, and I think sometimes with the audiobooks that I listen to that have her narration, I just end up rating it lower because I just don't really care for her narration as much, unfortunately. And this was just the final straw. So it's like, okay, I can't mess with you. So unfortunately, the Bonnie Turpin is on my list for narrators I can't listen to no more. So yeah, I did rate this one like 2.25 stars. It was just so fine. It was just an okay short story collection. It's not memorable to me. I'm just gonna move on past this short story collection. I do want to try Nalo Hopkinson again though, and preferably if I do listen to the audiobook, Bonnie Turpin is not narrating, because I don't want to mess with Bonnie Turpin no more. So I will try Nalo Hopkinson in another time. But besides that very disappointing reading note, because that's the only thing I was really actively reading. Oh, and I did return the physical copy of You Dreamed of Empires. I did return it to the library, and I did not finish it, so it is indeed a DNF right now. I did also return the audiobook. I'll come back to it when I'm ready. So yeah, that ended up being officially a DNF. But anyways, though, I do have some mail. It's not book mail, though, but it is indeed very important mail. And we can tell by this tape here, it is from Archer and Olive. I am not affiliated with Archer and Olive. I don't have no code or anything. I wish I did, though, but alas. But it is fine, though. It is fine. I did order something, though, so that's why I'm trying to unbox this. If I can find a way to unbox it. Is it this way? I think. There we go. Oh, I was doing it all wrong. Well, I couldn't figure out where it was. How was I supposed to know? Alright, that's what it looks like when it's out the box. I mean, out of the shipping box anyway. So, yeah. It is actually from their... Ooh. Ooh, look at that. Look at the reflection. Anyways, this is actually from their newest collection of notebooks. So, hopefully by the time when I do upload, this is still available to purchase. If not, well, it is seasonal. So if it's not there, it's because it either sold out or they recycle it. So they can have room for other notebooks next in the line. But yeah, this is from their Halloween collection. And I did get a very large size notebook because I wanted to get a B5. And I do need a B5 to replace this B5 notebook, which is the Archer and Olive White Ampersand notebook that is no longer available to purchase. Also because of the fact that it is not in... I actually got a refund for this notebook because it's not in great quality, in fact. If you can look... Right, I don't know if you can see. See, like right here, it's framed on this top here. Yep, see that? It's framed up there. And it's also framed down here. It's not the greatest condition. Like, the spine is actually not as great. So that's unfortunate. So I am getting a new notebook. Even though this notebook does have a lot of pages in it. Like, I only used like half this notebook. But I'm not going to use it for 2025. So this is going to be my next reading journal. And I just want to show y'all what it looks like. Ooh, this looks real nice. Look at that. It's also a this is called the Cute, it's called Cute Ghost B5 dot grid notebook. Look at that. Look how, can you see? Oh, there you go. Now y'all can really see. See, look how holographic that is. Oh gosh, this looks so good. And it has like a vegan leather cover. Oh, so good. Very hard, very sturdy. This is like the typical Archer and Olive notebook. I'm so excited actually to start making my spreads for 2025. I'm very excited to set up this notebook so now I can. Yeah. Oh, look what it looks like on the inside. Look at that. Ooh, that looks so nice. Very shiny. Very holographic. So, yeah. Very excited to start setting up my reading spreads for 2025. I don't think I'll make a dedicated video, but like if y'all do want like an actual, maybe like a, I don't know if you want a setup video or like a flip through video, but if y'all want like a flip through video of like, well, my current notebook or even my very new one, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want to see like a flip through of my when it's completed, or you want a setup, or if you don't care, it's fine. I don't gotta do it, but like I wouldn't mind trying to film one if y'all are interested. And also, since the box is indeed very, very pretty, and I don't have any other box like this, I actually think of keeping it. I might keep it for like maybe some washi tape or some stickers I get in the future. But anyways, that's literally it, y'all. That's actually all I really have to update y'all. I will update y'all tomorrow. I think I'll probably start another book. I do have two more books, actually. I do have a novella that I could read. It's not going to be Blackoween related, though. These other reads are not Blackoween related. So I might be reading some more non-Blackoween related books. But there were books, though, that I've been anticipating for a while. And very glad that I got the chance to have the audiobook. So I think that's what I'm going to focus for tomorrow, and I'll update y'all tomorrow with those reading updates, and also of course gaming updates as well. Salutations, y'all. It is Thursday night. It's actually around 8:30 p.m. So, what did I do? Well, with a little bit of B-roll. I didn't really film much B-roll today. I don't know. I was just mostly just working on my reading journal, really, and setting up. And I have officially decided that I will be filming a flip-through video, not a setup video. And while I was setting up, you also saw that I did start reading The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles by Michael Older, the second book in the Investigations of Massa and Paletti series. I think this is supposed to be a trilogy, actually, of novellas that are pretty much mystery novellas that take place in Jupiter. Because Earth was a mess, humans left Earth to go to Jupiter, for people who do not know. And it's the second book, the sequel to The Mimicking of Unknown Successes. I finally got the audiobook for this book, for this novella, because for some reason the audiobook was not out by the time the physical and the ebook were available. And last time I tried to read the first book, I did not mesh well with reading it with my eyeballs, so I went with the audiobook. So that's why I went with the audiobook this time, and it took so long, and I finally got a hold of the audiobook. Good gosh. So yeah, that's what I did pretty much. And I just worked on the reading journal, and I actually finished listening to this audiobook. And I actually really enjoyed reading the sequel than the first book, which I have to say I was genuinely surprised by a little bit. Because, like, I did like The Mimicking of Unknown Successes, but I didn't love it as much. I didn't thoroughly enjoy it. I was just kind of like more confused, mostly because of the fact of the mystery is important and so is the world building, but it's a lot more intimately focused between the relationship between Moss and Paletti and like their emotions and how they feel about each other, and like just understanding how to like communicate their wants and desires and stuff based on like the way of their own communication styles and their own insecurities. Mostly Paletti, at least, since I get more of her perspective than Massa, because for some reason, even in this book as well, the sequel, both novellas have the first chapter where we follow Massa's perspective, but then the rest of the novella is in Paletti's perspective. And personally, I would really wish, let's see about this third novella, because there's a third one coming out next year. I do hope that we get a little bit more of Massa's perspective, because like, even though I do appreciate Paletti's perspective this go around than the first one, I do feel like it'll just be a lot more, I think it'd be a lot more interesting. We could just get a little bit more into Massa's. But I guess that's the whole point of Paletti, is that she's just trying to understand, well, not trying to, she does understand Massa to some extent. Like, she understands how Massa's brain works more so than anyone else, which is why I think Massa really just not only loves Paletti, but also loves working with her, because she's the only one who actually understands how she works. Which I think makes sense, not gonna lie. There's a lot of just, they're both pretty cerebral kind of like characters. So it's just a lot of like kind of like in their heads. They're definitely very observant as well. That's just how it is. Like, it's a very much Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson kind of dynamic duo, besides like the fact that it's sapphic and they're in a romantic relationship. And I do find it at least a little bit irritating though, is that like while they do have officially like have feelings for each other, they want to be in each other's lives and kind of stuff, they're still, at least the Paletti's side anyways, I think is also pretty clear as well with Massa, even though it's not more in your face, is a lot more underlying there. The sense of insecurity as far as like what they truly want, especially with Paletti. I'm not totally sure about Massa, but like I have found that this time around, now that I understand Massa's personality and like how she communicates, especially with Paletti, that they both do want to go. I think they do want to explore their romantic relationship a little bit more. It's just that a lot of times though, they do end up fighting each other through like these murder cases or missing person case. It started off with missing person and it ended up having a murder in here as well. But yeah, I found myself not super interested in the actual mystery part, even though the mystery part is important and it does flow, like the actual story does flow like a mystery novel, but I have found myself way more interested in the world building here as well. Because like I said, the Earth has pretty much been known as inhabitable, the humans left Earth, and then they've decided to set up a way to live on Jupiter. But now, in this novella, we're kind of seeing like, wait, maybe there's an actual possibility, maybe. It's a very hard maybe. It could be possible that at this point in the future, Earth could be habitable again. Although, the findings for that has not been very fruitful, but it has been very interesting. So I was like, you know, actually imagine in a future where they could actually go back to Earth, you know? I think that'd be very interesting. So we shall see, though, if that gets explored even a lot more, which I do think it will, and I hope it does in the third novella. But yeah, overall, this was just a very fun novella. I actually really do enjoy this series. So, like, if you're kind of like, you know, this was kind of like fine with, like, the first book, I think you might actually enjoy the second book. Maybe. Maybe. At least I will hope so. It is longer than the first one, if I remember correctly. And, yeah, I give this book, what was it, 4.25 stars? Yeah, very much enjoy it. Very much excited to read the third novella, which I don't know if it's really gonna be a novella, because I'm looking at the page length, and I found it's over 200 pages, so, like, that's not no novella. But maybe it's wrong. I don't know how long. If it's actually gonna be a novella, or if that's just gonna be a short novel. No idea. I'm gonna find out, though, when it comes out next year. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I really have for y'all right now. Right now, I'm kind of, like, holding on to y'all on my knee because, like, my desk is a mess right now. I still have everything relating to setting up my reading journal. And I'm not even done yet, either. I am almost done, I think, with all the spreads. Unless I come up with some spreads ideas, or I need to remind myself which spreads I gotta do. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working on that. Although I do also need to edit a video, though. So I don't think I'm gonna edit it today, though. I might do it tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. But yeah, tomorrow. I think tomorrow, if I'm not done with the reading journal, I'll still probably do the reading journal. But I think I will be finishing up the reading journal stuff today, and then tomorrow, I want to go back to playing more Tears of the Kingdom, and then I do have one more audiobook for my library that I do want to read. But then again, though, Ray from Bookmark Chronicles is hosting Blackoween reading sprints tomorrow morning. And it would be nice to actually read something that's, like, Blackoween related. And I do still have some time with that audiobook. So maybe I should go back to reading The Reformatory by Tana Reeve Dew. The problem is, I don't know if I want to restart it. Like, should I restart? I don't know if I want to restart it. You know what? I'm not gonna restart it. I'm gonna be like that. I'm not gonna restart The Reformatory. I'm just gonna go right where I left off and hope for the best. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the plan tomorrow. Actually, is going back to The Reformatory, because I told myself I want to go back, and it is a group read. The group read for Saint Treme Graveyard, and it will fulfill a few prompts for Saint Treme Graveyard, which I do need to get down so that I can be Investigator Throureux. I'm already Investigator Throureux in Bayou Haunted House. We need to get Saint Treme Graveyard too. And then, like, I feel like I'm accomplished for Blackoween this year. At least until next year. So yeah, that's gonna be the plan. That's the plan for tomorrow, and then most likely Saturday as well, because it's gonna take me a while to read that book. But yeah, you know what? At this point, I guess I'm in the mood for some very devastating historical horror. Why not? Anyways, I'll definitely talk to you all tomorrow. Okay, real quick though, I did forget to mention that today is a full moon, as of my recording. It's actually a super moon as well. And I did manage to take an actually really good picture of the full moon, like the full super moon actually today, with my phone camera. Like, I managed to do it. Like, I'll show y'all a picture right here. It actually looks really good. I was like, wow, I managed to do that. I managed to actually figure out how to actually take a good photo of the moon. I feel so proud of myself, okay? I felt very, very proud. Just want to talk about that real quick because, yes, trying to get better at my photography skills. So, yeah, that's just it. Okay, back to vlog. Alright, y'all, today is Friday night. It's actually going to be midnight, but I just want to quickly do an update because I forgot that I was still vlogging. I'm sorry, I actually genuinely forgot because I was actually having a lot of fun today. Because I was actually doing a lot of playing of Zelda. I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Got much further into the game. Already defeated one boss fight. On my way to set up to do another boss fight. But I'm kind of doing a lot more exploring of, like, the map. I'm trying to even get the map together because I don't have the map completed. So I'm trying to explore to get the map and stuff. So that's pretty much my main focus right now, is really just getting the map so that I can find things, so that by the time I'm done with the second boss, finding the other bosses would be a lot easier to get to. So doing, you know, a whole bunch of things. So for people who have played Tears of the Kingdom, or at least familiar with like the world of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I was done with going through Richo Village, and now I'm in Zora's Domain, if you know anything about there and there. And then after that, I think I'm going to Gerudo Town. But first of all, I need way more heat-resistant foods, because apparently in this version, in Tears of the Kingdom, it's a lot more hot, which honestly, it makes sense that it would be a lot hotter, which means I'm going to need a lot of heat-resistant foods, since I don't have any armor to protect me from the heat, since that's the next place I want to go to. Or maybe I should save that one for last. I don't really know. Haven't decided that. And I did finish setting up my reading journal for 2025. So again, there will be a flip through video later on this year. And then, yeah, while I was doing all that, I actually finally returned to the audiobook for The Reformatory by Tana Reeve Dew. And I finally returned to this audiobook. I think I DNF'd it several months ago. And a part of me kind of regrets going back. And again, it's not because this book is bad. I don't find this to be a bad book. I don't even know if Tana Reeve Dew can even write a bad book. I mean, I've only read The Good House, and then now I'm reading this, and, you know, my soft DNF, this is my soul to keep, but, you know, we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that one for sure. But this one, I'm just like, I kind of regret going back to, because it was so heavy, and especially since I did left off around 22%, and that's why I just went back to, because I was like, I'm not trying to restart the audiobook. Why would I restart all of that? There's no need. Like, why would I want to go through that horror again? So, yeah, and I started part 3, which is called The Fun House. If you read The Reformatory, or you read this part of the book, you already know that the fun house ain't someplace fun. So yeah, that was not the best place to return to the audiobook, I will have to say. There was a lot of whipping scenes, so yeah, that was rough to get through, honestly. And then now I've gotten to the point, I'm like about a little bit more than halfway through, which is good. But it's definitely made things a lot more harder for me to really actively focus now, because I'm just like, okay, my brain needs a break. So I don't know. I mean, again, I planned to just read through this book in just one go to be done with it. But since I haven't finished it, I am going to try to just finish this audiobook, preferably tomorrow, honestly. I think that's being a major goal for me. It's like, hey, let's finish this audiobook tomorrow. And then I'll have one book that I borrowed from the library, and then that'll be it. But that's it for my audiobooks, though. That's, well, not actually it, but I don't really have a lot of audiobooks to listen to after these two ones. But this is the only book for my main Blackoween TBR. And I think you could definitely, I think it will fulfill a lot of like the remaining prompts from Saint Treme's Graveyard. So that'll be great. And I do also have one more book that I got from Macmillan Audio that could fit to Blackoween, as well, like the vibe of it. So I think I will try to sneak in that book. So yeah, I think I will try to read that audiobook in the upcoming week and a half left of the month anyways. But yeah, I don't know. My reading momentum is definitely like here now. I'm actually very happy that I'm getting back to my reading momentum. I'm just sad though that I think I'm just sad though that I'm just reading a lot of heavy horror. So yeah, it's just a lot. The Reformatory is just a lot. Like, it's a book that is gonna be hard to recommend to me because of how heavy it is. But like, if you can handle the heaviness and you're in the mood for it, I definitely recommend the book for sure. Like, it doesn't beat The Good House to me personally, but I am definitely at least invested in the horror. I'm definitely invested in like Robbie's story, but I'm also invested though in Gloria's side of the story too, because she is working with like the NAACP as far as like getting Robbie to get out of the school sooner. So I do like that aspect. In fact, that aspect is helping me get through the horrors of this reformatory. So it's definitely helping. It's giving me this sense of hope while Robbie is dealing with these horrors. So yes, there is a lot of horror, but there is hope in the reformatory. At least there's a little sliver of hope. And also, I think I find it fascinating, too, that this book is based upon Tana Reeve Dew's family, specifically. Not just the the reformatory part where her great uncle actually was in a reformatory school, specifically that school that's actually set place in this book, but also the activist work as well. That's actually part of Toronto Review's family line as well, is being an activist. So both sides of it is very much deeply rooted into her family history, and I think that's amazing that she wanted to write a book like this. But oof, I can only imagine how hard it was though to write such a story like this. So yeah, and I do like the audiobook though. It is narrated by Jonice Abbott Pratt, and she does a great job narrating this story. Although it does make me forget though whose perspective I'm in, because it does switch between Robbie and Gloria's, and I keep thinking like, wait, am I in Gloria's perspective or this is Robbie? Sometimes I kind of wish it was dual POV'd, so that maybe there's like one narrator doing Robbie and then one narrator doing Gloria, but like, I don't know what narrator to match with hers. But you know, just, it's a continued critique, just so that I don't forget who's who sometimes, but hey, it makes me really pay attention to what's going on. But yes, that's pretty much it. That's all I really have for y'all. I will definitely update y'all tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to be out and about with the family. We'll see how much reading I end up doing. I might not even end up doing much reading anyway, so I might not be able to finish with Reformatory tomorrow. It might actually get finished on Sunday. Which I don't look forward to, because I'm like, can this book, I just want the book to be over. I want it to be over. I just want to be done. It's a good book, I swear. It's just, I want this horror to be done. Oh gosh, but yeah, I will definitely talk to you all tomorrow. I need to get a clip of this. What is the storyline? Huh? Volume 1? Is there more volumes?
Yeah. What? Look, it goes up to 16 here.
Huh?
And there's even a Squid Kids comedy show.
Do it real quick. Like, child, what is all this? Wow.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never the hours pass, we're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Alright, salutations, y'all. Today's Sunday evening. I was supposed to end this yesterday. Again, like I showed y'all in the B-roll, we were out and about all freaking day yesterday at the Mall of America. So, I was tired by the end, and I had to wake up early today, so I did not really get a chance to end this vlog. So yeah, that's where we are now. So as far as today, just quick things. We went to get some food. I actually have my food like literally like right over there. And I went to Michael's. I got some candles from there because they tend to have this sale of like buy three for like $9.99 at Michael's. So I got like Christmas ones because like that's pretty much what they have now is like all the Christmas scents. So I got like 3 candles. Most likely will be done by the time it is Christmas. I mean, I haven't by Christmas. They'll be done before Christmas. I'll try to space it out though so that these candles can last until Christmas. So I really am not trying to buy more candles in November. But we shall see. I cannot make even more promises to myself. Also, while I was in church, because yes, despite the fact that going to church and things, I do indeed bring a book with me because I just get bored. And I need a book in order to stay up. Otherwise, I'm falling asleep. And I am volunteering where I need to be actively paying attention to things. So I decided to bring with me my purchased copy of Blood of the Old Kings by Sung Il Kim, translated by Anton Her. I also do have an e-arc of this book as well. And I've been very slow going with that book as an e-arc, so just like let me just get this book physically. And I do actually enjoy it. So this is a story where we're following 3 different characters in this world where the Empire pretty much just like took over all these other like kingdoms and stuff, and the only way that this empire has been powering its like defenses, like this like certain very powerful weapons, is through corpses of dead sorcerers. Like they take the body of a dead sorcerer, and they harness that power, that magic, the essence of it, I guess, in a way, to generate energy. So they end up being a power generator. So if you're a sorcerer, you, in one way, shape, or form, you die, they will literally take your body. That's pretty much the idea here. So we're following 3 different characters, and like their own respective journeys throughout the Empire. We're following one character is kind of like a detective of sorts, who has parents from this one land that were murdered for treason for some reason. And he's here, and he's kind of like a detective. We have another character who's pretty much like a princess of this other land as well, that has been conquered and taken over because of this empire. And I think she's the one here on the cover here, dealing with this dragon. Yes, there is indeed a dragon. You actually find that out in the first chapter. And then we follow this other character who is a student at this academy, this person is also a sorcerer. So if they pretty much have this sentence of like, well, you're gonna die anyways, and you're gonna end up being a power generator. So we're following these 3 characters, and yeah, I'm not super far into it, but that's pretty much like as far as like my understanding of like the plot. I'm not fully certain on where this is all gonna go, but as far as right now, that's pretty much the story so far. And I'm just trying to see where we're all going. So yeah, it does switch between the 3 perspectives. I am on page 66, so a little bit over 50 pages, and I do enjoy it. I do find this story and this world to be very interesting. I don't particularly love the writing, but I do like it enough. I just find that, I don't know if this is a writing thing, or this is a translation thing, or maybe it's a mixture of both. It could honestly just be a mixture of both, but there are points in the story where like it starts to, like within like a few paragraphs, it starts to really repeat itself a little bit. And I'm just like, is that really more of the original author, or is that just the translator? And I'm just like, why couldn't with this? I don't know. Again, you can only do some translate. You're not here to edit as much. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's originally translated from Korean to English, so I do not know. I've never read the original Korean title, so I don't really know. But there are things that feel a little bit repetitive here, even within the same page, that I do find it kind of annoying. But it's kind of like really it as far as the writing, because other than that, it's pretty solid enough writing. And I do find the characters to be interesting. I don't find these characters to be... I don't have emotional attachment to them. I do find myself more interested regarding the world and the plot, and less so the actual characters themselves, even though I don't really know what the plot is itself. So I don't know how that works. But that's just how it is right now, at least to me. That's how I'm interpreting this. Oddly enough, we definitely moved away from like the reformatory. I didn't even finish the reformatory at all, yo. I did not finish it at all. Even though that was my goal, and I was supposed to be listening to this audiobook, but I was like, you know what? I listened to too many audiobooks. I think that's what it is. I think I've been listening to way too many audiobooks, so now I just need to do some eyebrow reading. And I guess instead of reading on my Kindle, I felt like reading a physical book. So that's where we're at, and that's why I also purchased a physical copy of this book. Also, I really love the cover. Like, look at this cover. That's even one of the reasons why I even requested it. I mean, the fact that it's fantasy, also translated, but also look at this cover. Like, this cover is amazing. So, yes, I'm indeed a simple person, so that's just what happened. But yes, anyways, that's actually it. This is literally it. This is the final update. We can actually close out this vlog. End it here. It's been, I don't know how long this is going to be, but I know it ended up being very long. But let's just do a quick recap of all the books at least I've read. I think I'll start off with this vlog with The Ballad of Black Tom. Give that 3.5 stars. Skin Folks, the short story collection. Yeah, definitely my least liked book here. 2.25 stars. The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles, 4.25 stars. The Reformatory, I finally officially returned to it and over halfway through. So, hoping to finish that sooner than later so that I can be able to get the role, to complete the role of Investigator Throureux in Saint Treme Graveyard. Continue reading Blood of the Old Kings, made it to page 66, so progress there. Did have 3 DNFs, one of them, actually 2 of them are soft DNFs. Like Moss Hill to Keep was a soft DNF for another time. You Dreamed of Empires, also soft DNF, also translated novel. We'll come back to that one some other time when I'm ready. And then The Naming Song, which I got as an advanced listening copy. That is indeed a hard DNF. It's just not it for me, unfortunately. But yes, that's it. That's all. I think that's all really in conclusion, yeah. So yeah, not quite a full-on weekly vlog, but I hope this was at least an enjoyable video diary. Yeah, I do hope y'all are also enjoying these video diaries, even if they do end up doing a little bit longer by accident, mostly. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. This month has been very interesting, and I've been actually reading a lot more because of these audiobooks, so I don't know. I'm glad that I am starting to read more, and I'm finally go back to reading some books physically as well, so that's really nice to, that's really nice, at least for me. I appreciate that. I hope y'all are having a decent day. How it was really good, or if you're having a hard time, I do hope that this feeling passes, or you're finding ways to help move through these feelings and getting support if you're having certain feelings as well. But just, you know, thank you though. Thanks y'all for, you know, watching my videos. Yeah, just thanks for watching, for coming this far. And if you made it this far into the video, you're not really sure what to really say, but you just want to leave me an emoji. Leave me a fire emoji or a dragon emoji in honor of like this cover, Blood of the Old Kings. Yeah, let's go with this. But anyways, thank you all though for coming over to my channel, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye.